1800 hours. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Farzana Khan. First, the headlines. Addressing a ceremony of police passing and parade at Islamabad police lines today, Prime Minister says police have a pivotal role in uplift of the country by creating sense of security among its citizens. Foreign Minister has said that some forces want to destabilize Pakistan, but they will never succeed in their nefarious designs. Foreign Office today summoned Indian Chargé Affairs to register Pakistan's strong protest over ceasefire violations in Tattapani and Jandrod sectors of the LOC by the Indian occupation forces yesterday. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Hurriyat leaders continue to denounce the ongoing arrest spree unleashed by Modi-led fascist Indian government against Hurriyat leaders, activists and youth. Afghan president in his meeting with the U.S. acting defense secretary in Kabul today called for immediate ceasefire. Turkey has shown willingness to turn a new page in its ties with the United States and the European Union. And now the news in detail. Addressing a ceremony of police passing out parade at Islamabad police lines today, Prime Minister Imran Khan says police have a pivotal role in uplift of the country by creating sense of security among its citizens. The Prime Minister said a peaceful environment builds trust of investors and they make investments. The Prime Minister said the government has secured a major achievement on economic front by turning the country's current account deficit in surplus for fifth consecutive month after 17 years. He said the government has been pursuing the policy controlling expenditures in view of the country's debt. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has said that some forces want to destabilize Pakistan, but their nefarious designs will never succeed. Addressing a concluding ceremony of the Urs of Hazrat Shah Ruknuddin Alam Sohrawardi Rahmatullah Alayh in Islamabad in Multan today, he said that Pakistan has conveyed the UN through a dossier about the conspiracies against Pakistan by some forces. He said a recent report by the EU Disinfo Lab has also exposed a disinformation campaign that was designed to discredit Pakistan. Minister for Power Division Umar Ayub has said that Pakistan's new renewable energy policy would bring opportunities for investors due to transparent policies of the government. Talking to Norwegian Ambassador Mr. Kjell Gunnar Eriksson in Islamabad today, he said the government has set an ambitious target to introduce 25% renewable energy by 2025 and 30% by end of 2030, including 40% share of hydropower generation into energy mix of the country. The minister said that renewable energy-based power plants would be inducted through open and competitive bidding in a transparent manner. The Norwegian ambassador appreciated a newly promulgated renewable energy policy of Pakistan and expressed hope that Norway will forge cooperation with Pakistan in the field of renewable energy. Pakistan Navy has reaffirmed that it is ever ready to give a befitting response to any aggression against Pakistan. The commitment was reiterated at Pakistan's Navy Command and Staff Conference chaired by Naval Chief Admiral Amjad Khan Niazi in Islamabad today. The conference reviewed security situation in the region, operational preparedness of Pakistan Navy and training of the personnel. The Naval Chief appreciated operational preparedness and the steps being taken to enhance Pakistan Navy's capabilities by acquiring modern technologies. Australian High Commissioner Dr. Jeffrey Shaw has reiterated to continue cooperation with Pakistan, especially in its efforts to successfully ward off effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. The resolve was expressed during a virtual meeting between Finance Minister Dr. Abdul Hafiz Sheikh and Australian High Commissioner Dr. Jeffrey Shaw today. The Finance Minister commended Australia's support to Pakistan. In his remarks, the Australian High Commissioner said Pakistan is at the heart of a regional market and would like to explore further opportunities for enhancing trade relations between the two countries. He said the Australian government invests in the people of Pakistan through Australian aid programs in the spheres of health and education. Interior Minister Sheikh Rashid Ahmed has announced a crackdown against petrol pumps found involved in selling smuggled petrol after 7 days. Talking to media in Islamabad this evening, he said Prime Minister Imran Khan has directed the Ministry of Interior to seal all petrol pumps in 7 days across Pakistan which are selling smuggled or stolen petrol. This is Radio Pakistan giving you the news. President Dr. Arif Alvi has emphasized the importance of women's contribution in overall development of the country. He was speaking at a conference on national initiatives to address gender-based discrepancies and for the promotion of legal, economic and social empowerment of women in Islamabad today. The president said women need to be encouraged in their economic activities. He also stressed for social protection of the women. The president said the Constitution of Pakistan fully guarantees the rights of the women. Foreign Office today summoned Indian Charge d'Affaires to register Pakistan's strong protest over ceasefire violations by the Indian occupation forces along the line of control yesterday. In a statement, Foreign Office spokesperson Zahid Hafiz Chaudhry said one innocent civilian was martyred and 3 others injured in indiscriminate and unprovoked firing by the Indian occupation forces in Tattapani and Jandrot sectors of the line of control. The spokesperson said these egregious violations of international law reflect consistent Indian attempts to escalate the situation along the line of control and are a threat to regional peace and security. The National Minorities Commission of Pakistan has strongly condemned Indian persecution of minorities, particularly use of force against peaceful protest of Sikh farmers on the borders of New Delhi. The commission, which met in Islamabad today with its chairman Sheila Ram Kawalani in the chair, said that India must stop human rights violations. It urged New Delhi to ensure safe return of Pakistani Hindus from India to their homeland. The Commission also recommended maintenance and repair of Sadhu Bela Ashram in Sindh. The United Nations has called on India to immediately stop its intimidation and a series of reprisals against Amnesty International in response to the organization's work in exposing human rights violations in India, especially in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and during the February anti-Muslim riots in Delhi. In a second joint letter sent to India from Geneva, the UN experts recounted the systematic harassment being inflicted by the Hindu nationalist government of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, pointing out the illegal freezing of the bank accounts under the Foreign Contribution Regulation Law, which is incompatible with international human rights standards. A Jammu-based delegation led by Jammu and Kashmir Social Peace Forum Chairman Devinder Singh Bail is participating in a sit-in protest in New Delhi to show solidarity with the Indian farmers. Indian farmers are protesting against the so-called agricultural laws passed by fascist Narendra Modi government. British Television Regulatory Authority Ofcom has imposed a £20,000 fine on Republic Bharat's television Hindi channel for hate speech against Pakistani people in a program hosted by the Indian anchor Arnab Goswami. In a detailed note on its decision, Ofcom said that Republic Bharat's Puchta Hai Bharat program in the evening primetime show had failed to comply with its broadcasting rules. President of Afghanistan, Ashraf Ghani, held a meeting with the acting Defense Secretary Christopher Miller in Kabul today and discussed about the Afghan peace process and immediate need for a ceasefire. This was stated by Presidential Palace's spokesman Sadiq Siddiqui in a tweet. He said they also discussed the continued support for the Afghan forces. Turkey has shown willingness to turn a new page in its ties with the United States and the European Union. Talking to lawmakers in Turkey, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said that Ankara had been subjected to double standards by both its NATO ally Washington and the bloc over Eastern Mediterranean and the Russian-made missile systems. In France, a gunman has shot dead 3 police officers in the central mountain region. And finally, the weather report. Cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while very cold in North Balochistan and upper parts during the next 12 hours. Dense fog is likely to prevail in plain areas of the Punjab and Upper Sindh during night hours. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.